If you're a CEO or a board member and you've seen behaviors that are out of line, the first step in getting back on track is knowing what your policies say. And if you're using policy governance, no doubt you'll be able to say, "We have a policy for that." If you're a CEO, you're even likely to have a communication and support to the board policy that obligates you to tell the board if it is out of compliance. So let's take a look at some common board compliance issues. For example, when, without any board authority, individual directors instruct staff to carry out various tasks for them. If you have a complete policy manual, you're likely to have a policy like this and like this, which would put these non-authoritative individual requests out of compliance. Or maybe you see board members being unprepared for board meetings, perhaps not reading certain documents in advance. Hopefully, you have a governing style policy which mentions the need for discipline when it comes to preparation for meetings, plus a code of conduct that requires ethical, businesslike conduct and more. We rarely see a board that does not veer into administrative detail from time to time. Again, it's a governing style policy to the rescue, one that stresses governing with an emphasis on strategic leadership more so than administrative detail. The description of the role of the chair or chief governance officer likely strengthens the enforcement of this provision. Another common nightmare is when a board evaluates the CEO based on ad hoc, unstated performance criteria. Using policy governance principles, performance expectations are already stated in the ends and executive limitations, so we don't need more ways of evaluating the CEO. Lastly, boards can lose their way when new board members aren't properly oriented in the board's governance system. A solid policy manual will have this issue covered too, likely in the governing style policy again, and in a cost of governance policy. By the way, if you want to prepare candidates for election or appointment to the Board Accelerator Candidate Edition online mini course is an excellent tool for that. So, when you're using policy governance principles and you have a solid board policy manual in place, many common challenges can be resolved quickly. Policies are not just words, they reflect the board's values and are meant to drive and shape behaviors. To learn more about how to transform your board, visit browndogconsulting.com and book a call. This is Susan Mogensen with Brown Dog Consulting.